Living without you. Living without you. What are you doing, Kenna? Hot? You a hot dog? A hot dog, Kenna? What's up, you seen? Monkey replace. Monkey do. Monkey doo doo. This stream is going to be hopefully fairly short. I am tired, and my left contact is drying out, which means I'm probably going to have to replace it because it's been irritating me all day. So it's time to retire these and go to my new ones. What's up, Paul? Yeah, rice works every time, man. No, like, seriously though, this girl brought this phone to me this morning and she said, and this is at the flea market, she was like, the guy over here that fixes phones said that I dropped my phone in water and he said put it in rice for 2 weeks and then see if it'll turn on. And she's like, and it didn't fix it. I was like, yeah. I was like, did you eat it though? And she's like, what do you mean? I was like, did you eat the rice? And she's like, no. I was like, we should have. It's a waste of rice. What's up, Lisa? I don't understand why a company that says they fix phones would ever tell somebody to put a phone in rice for 2 weeks. Thinking that that's gonna do fucking anything. Yeah, pretty much. When I opened it, I've already cleaned up this board some while I was at the flea market. It's got a BCC main short, and I was trying to find it while I was there so I wouldn't have to bring it back here to even fucking work on it because I really didn't want to have to do anything today. No offense to you all, but I just wanted to stay at home and not do something. But alas, I am here. But it did crack me up when I heard her say that he said put it in rice for 2 weeks. I was like, well, yeah, I mean, maybe 3 weeks. Maybe that was the key. You didn't do it long enough. Maybe you didn't let that corrosion set in long enough and get it nice and fucked up. Even without you. The stream is late these days. Yeah, it is. Paul, someone should create a website called Rice Tech Boys. I'm gonna call it Sashimi Fix. Raw fish. Or raw in general. The Raw Fish Tech Guys. We fix your phone by putting it in sushi rice, then creating wonderful masterpieces with the rice that is left over. Error 9? I already fixed Error 9. Did that the other day. I've already fixed Error 9. What's up, Jeff? BryceRecords.com. You should we should do one that's called Grains of Repair. Grains of Repair. I want to make a shirt that says rice, not fixing phones since the ever. I have one that says rice is food. I'm going to start wearing that one. We're also probably going to get a sign made. That way people will see it when they come in. It says rice is food, not fix. Long grain damage. What's up, Mark? I've actually seen phones that have come in that have rice caught. I'm over here trying to take a shield off at 100 degrees Celsius. They've had rice caught in the charge port and stuff after people have done that. We had a MacBook in here the other day that we did the LVDS on that had rice in it still. I don't know why the rice didn't make the LVDS not fucking burn all to hell. I hear if you put it in rice, it fixes everything. We should really go to one of these trade shows. Like one of the fucking like CTIA style trade shows. And have like a serious fucking business. But then when we actually set up, just have big fucking bowls of rice. And we'll have phones sitting in them. The quarter fan spin board, the guy ended up coming back and taking it and said he didn't want to fix it. I told him, okay. You can have your phone back, sir. I wanted to work on it, but he did not want to pay. He said, I'm just going to get another one. I don't feel like getting it fixed. It's like, okay. I was like, do you want to sell it? He said, no, I'm just going to hang on to it. I said, okay. If you change your mind, come on back. You know where we are. We have customers like that all the time. We still have a MacBook back there that all it has is a bad battery and hard drive. And the guy was like, I'll get it fixed. And then he's like, well, hold on, let me talk to my wife, blah, blah, blah. And then he's not come back for it. Okay, so let's do some quick measurements to make sure that my assumptions are correct. What's up, Q-Tech? Alright, so VCC main is at 160 ohms. You're dead, MCP. Brother. Alright, so let's get our seals. Actually, this one will work. Need to plug in. I want to see what gets hot. From what I could tell at the flea market, the PMIC was getting warm, which did have corrosion around it. So, would not be entirely shocked if that's what is wrong. Oh man, it's like a fucking weak ass fucking amp pull. It might still get warm enough. We'll see. Let's see what gets warm. Yeah, PMIC's getting hot. Let's cool that off real quick. We'll turn our voltage off for a second. Let that kind of freeze up a little. Alright, let's start it. Okay, you can see the PMIC is melting right here. And there was corrosion around the PMIC, so I'm going to assume the PMIC most likely has some corrosion under it. The latest you see me stream? No, I streamed at 8 o'clock the other day. Alright, so let's take this PMIC off and see what we got under it. I don't think I've ever seen BCC main short cause heat under PMIC, so I'm fairly confident that PMIC is the issue. There's a solder ball right there. How you doing, buddy? Alright, so we're going to use the specialty technique of pick the board up by the PMIC and heat it up until it falls off. This is very technical. You're going to want to hold the board off the table and just heat it up until it falls off. It takes an extreme amount of skill just to hold it up like this. You don't want to hurt yourself doing this. Uh-oh, my top shield came off. It was only soldered on. Oh yeah, we got corrosion right in the area where we had heat. Fancy that we have corrosion right where our heat was on our PMIC. How about that apples? Oh, well, let me go steal Micah's fucking toothbrush. Dear Micah, I stole your toothbrush. Hey, iPhone 6 Plus Touch IC with M1. The phone had a weird boot, no Wi-Fi, then it reboots. Replace C5201, now seems to be working. Yep, that can happen. That can happen. Alright, so we definitely got the icky down there. I don't know that this PMIC is damaged. It's probably dirty. Yeah, it's dirty. But I don't think it's going to be bad. Unless we're missing some pads here. I think we should be able to reball this bitch and put it back on. First things first. Let's clean up our mess. Oh, I didn't strain myself at all. Not one time. Not once did you pay for drugs. Not once. That's my message to Paul Daniels. Not once, Paul. Paul, what's the recreational drug abuse in the old Outback? Do they have some crazy shit? Do they lick toads? Are they toad lickers? Grade Wi-Fi after Touch IC? No, not usually. Usually grade Wi-Fi means either you've overheated the Wi-Fi module, which is extremely easy to do if your heat's too high, or if you're keeping too much heat on the board. There's also some capacitors above Mason that can go bad. I have seen that before. It wasn't after Touch IC, but I've seen them just go bad. Alright, let's clean that up. If you put on the shield, sometimes it can gray out Wi-Fi for a little bit. Is it true kangaroos will fight? Yes. Lynn, what are you talking about? Did what occur from a drop? The capacitor failing? I don't know. Probably a drop. Caps fail from drops all the time. We get a lot in here that backlight goes out. Usually a cap on backlight circuit fucks up. I think it's because they run the caps so close to... Well, they're not really close. I think they're 30 volt. Are they less than... Oh, dirt under the chip? Oh, that was from fucking water damage. That was from somebody leaving their phone in rice for 2 weeks. After they dropped it in water or something. That dirty. I need some skizzers. Oh, scissors, where art thou? Alright, we're going to do Justin's favorite pastime and wick these pads. When a problem comes along, you should wick it. Wick it all night long, you should wick it. What's up, UK Rules? Thank you, thank you. I don't want everybody to think that that's something crazy. It's been done. I was still happy with myself. Alright, so we're going to put some flux on top of the Canadian Looney here so that we can transfer some heat with our coin on the bottom so that it doesn't get the CPU too hot. It shouldn't anyway, but just in case. I usually do this without it, but it usually has the heatsink on. Like the factory heatsink. Okay, let it cool for a second. We may have to come over there and kind of clean those pads that were corroded. They seem to be hard to wick, which is not terribly surprising. When a problem comes along. Yeah, I did. I didn't post it on my personal page. I posted it on Facebook. You should wick it. Have you had issues with i7 aftermarket screens from mobile graying out and getting hot around the home button area? No? Never heard of that. Where can you see the pictures? I mean, it's the same ones from the stream. I posted on the business page and I posted on Introduction to Microsoldering. When a problem comes along, you wick it. The fuck did I do with my solder now? Oh, there it is. I didn't take it in the shower. I took it in the toilet. That's where I take all my phones. To the toilet. Toilets, or phones have replaced magazines at the toilet. These pads are fucking gross. Dear little pad, please don't disappear because I'm rubbing on you. I don't want to lose you, little pad. I know, Nate, I haven't got a chance to work on them. I just got here. I'm working on a water damaged phone for a local customer that wants to pick it up tonight. I lifted a pad. I think it's not NC pad though. Lifted a couple pads. They all seem to be NC though. Yeah, they're all NC pads. Fuck those pads. That's gross, Tim. People probably type on that computer after you too. You ever think about that? Huh, Tim? Did you think about it? Did you, Tim? Timothy? Timmy crack corn and I don't care. Alright, should be good enough. Now let's wick that up. Nate, if you're gonna do searching no service, you're gonna have to run jumpers too. Tim, but that's indirect contact. I'm not letting people touch my phone. That's not how it works, Tim. You're supposed to lick every customer's phone that comes in. You're supposed to lick it. That way you build up a very strong immune system. Alright, let's test and see if VCC main's still short. I'm willing to bet it's not. And moment of truth. Hey, it's not short anymore. Go figure, right? How about them apples? Sour Patch Kids arrived today? I don't know. Probably not. We weren't open most of the day, and the mail usually... The mail guy knows that we're not here most of the time, so he just holds our packages till Monday. The credit card machine just beeped at me like, hey man, you didn't run any credit today, bruh. Come on, bruh. Yeah, you are, Tim. You let everybody touch your ThinkPad. You told me. You said, hey, man, you want to come over and touch my ThinkPad? And I was like, man, that's kind of weird. You're like, no, man, I'll let everybody do it. It's not weird at all. Get that strange gut bacteria? Yep. What's up, Sanaka? What's going on? How's your day? Hopefully wonderful. Whatever you do, Sanaka, don't touch Tim's ThinkPad. Not good. Not good at all. Tim might tell you that it's okay, but it's not okay. Alright, we got a few dull pads. If I go, I don't know if I'm going to go. Tim, you don't even understand, sir. If you get me, I'm just going to send like 30 of these AU 852 units to your place of residence. I'm going to make you sign for all of them, so you can't return them to shipper. And on every single one of them, I'm gonna put quick sucks. Quick sucks. And then I'm gonna include a bunch of dead MCPs and dead GPUs. Just so you have to. But I'm gonna tell you like a few of them are good, and I'm gonna make you go through and test them all. Cause you, oh shit, yeah, man. Home address to take the hot airs. You have to use them though if you're gonna take them. This ain't charity, Timmy. Oh my rosin based fluxes. Fucking dominating. Tree sap, bro. Ain't no joke. Need to zoom in better. It's very windy here. Hey Tim, you need to order a DCN board. I remembered I needed to tell you that. Reballing? Yes. We are reballing this. But first we have to get our pads not looking like shit. Because if they look like shit, they're not going to take new solder. As you can see, as I attempt to add solder to these, they do not want to initially take any. And it takes a little bit of coercion. Reballed PMICs? No. I just reball them as needed. There's no sense in buying PMICs. They rarely fail. And if they do, you probably have 6 million parts boards you can pull one from. This one's probably fine. Had corrosion under it. The VCC main short it was giving me was minimal. So it was definitely just the corrosion itself causing the issues. Trying to burn off the oxidation layer that's formed on top of the pad from the corrosion, and partially due to the lifting style that we do on the PMIC creates cold joints because it just kind of separates it as soon as it can. I'm not sure if you could ultrasonic them or not. I guess you could. I mean, I'm sure that's what China does. When they send out these quote-unquote new chips that are reballed, they probably just ultrasonic them after they're done so they look clean. This process works, just time consuming sometimes. Depends on how many pads are bad. We're almost done. We got a couple more to go and then we're A-okay. These corroded ones over here are going to be the hardest ones to do. I'll tell you one thing, working on this scope versus the one at the flea market, fuck. The one at the flea market sucks. I can't believe I worked on that one for so long. It's just like the one Tim has. Tim, you don't even understand what you're missing, man. If you had these scopes, you'd be like, what the fuck was I doing the whole time? We're gonna have to start a donation for Tim next to get Tim a nice scope. Donation for Timmy. You got a Dell to work on. Dude, you're getting a Dell. Does anybody remember that fucking commercial? Dude, you're getting a Dell. Sorry, it keeps going out of focus. It's true, Tim does have a better options being in the US. Little pop quiz for everybody. Does anybody, well, I'm sure somebody knows, but who knows what the A in ADSL stands for? Yeah, that's what this one is. It's a 90X, but with the 0.5 Barlow, it cuts that in half. Which I'm perfectly fine with. You don't... 90X amp magnification is a shit ton for this kind of work. If you use 90X, then you're doing some small soldering. Hiccup. Alright, are these pads even there or are they gone? We might have to switch. Well, they look like they're there. Maybe not. Yeah, fuck that PMIC. There's too much fuckery going on there. Let's grab us a parts board and get us a PMIC off one of those. Yeah, but what does the A stand for in DSL? Does it stand for ass? Asshole? Alright, so we're just going to heat this one up until it's completely liquid. I don't care about pulling this one off quickly because CPU on this one doesn't matter. If you get a Barlow lens Q-Tech, you won't give up the working distance. You may do what Paul did. Paul chose a 0.75, which kind of gives you the best of both worlds, I guess. You get more working distance, but you can keep some of the magnification. I have a 0.5, so I lose some of my magnification, but I have a lot more working room. And honestly, I prefer the working room because the working room, getting your hot air wand under there is a big thing. Yep, UK Rules has it. Asymmetrical. The 0.7 may be the perfect balance, I'm not sure. But the working distance I have is probably about, with the light and everything, because the light kind of hangs down a little further where I have it positioned. I guess I can move it up. Let me see. I can move the light up. Let's position the light higher. I had it attached. There's a little adapter that comes with the Barlow ring that allows you to put it right on the end of the Barlow. Now that gives me more working distance because I was losing about that much from the light. So that actually increases the working distance a decent amount. We'll try that out. Maybe I'll stop burning my fucking LED ring with my iron every now and then. Alright, this one's got two shitty looking pads on it. So I need to clean those up. Whatever. Some semantics. You and your semantics. Come on, bitch. Take that solder. There you go. There you go. There you go. Okay. So now that we got old PMIC cleaned up here, let's scrub it down and do some re-bowling. 'Cause I'm free. Free balling. That has multiple meanings. Free balling. 'Cause I'm free. Free ballin'. Micah had his concert today. He got to play in front of people. He was excited. Alright, so let's put our paste down. Alright, everybody looks all good in the hood there. Alright, so I got a few that are sticking up. I'm going to put some flux down. Hit it with a little bit of that heat. See if I can get those to stick down. Might have to tap the stencil to get them to seat. That one's just refusing. Did I just break the tip off my tweezers? Son of a bitch. Broke my tweezer tips. These tweezers are finer than they usually are. And I fucked up my reball. Damn, man. I'm doing a good job today. I'm going to have to redo that all. Well, son of a bee. Broke my tweezer and fucked up my reball. Alright, let's get rid of this solder. Let's realign our stencil. That's why you don't use fine point tweezers to do dirty work. I should have been using my shitty ones over here that are all bent to fuck. But no, I had to be all fancy. Use the new ones. Fuck it up. Put the big brains on Brad. It is the end of the world. These are brand new too. I just got them out of the package today and now I have uneven tips. Look at that. Uneven. I'm just gonna throw these away. I'm not even gonna fucking do it. Not even having it. He's going in the trash can. Trash can, get new set. Go home, go away again. Good thing I bought these by the 20 pack. Alright, so that reball looks like shit too, but I'm gonna go ahead and pop it out and then hope that we can drop these down. These are nowhere near as fine as the other ones. Yeah, these look like they're pre-broken. Missing balls and everything, Kenna. Kenna, we ain't got no balls in there. We have to handball. What did you apply? Apply what? Hacko? No, these are Vitas. These are much cheaper. They're still good tweezers, they're just a lot cheaper. Alright. I got files on it. Getting that shit all fucking sweet. Oh, before heat, solder paste? Maybe flux? It's either solder paste or flux. Alright, so we got... How many pads here? That's a fuck ton. I'm not doing that by hand. I'm gonna put the stencil back on. Put the stencil back on. I didn't clean it out well enough. I tried to cheat the system. And that always gets you nowhere. Then you always end up having to do the work twice. So, note to everyone. Clean your stencil well before you start. You won't have to do the shit twice. Alright. Let's paste here again. Now we will grab our shitty tweezers. Old bent and shitty. Alright, it looks much better. Let that cool. Hey, Paul. No, I didn't forget you all. I feel like going home and passing out though. This left eye right here is a little blurry because my contacts are fucked up. Now it's stuck in the stencil. Come out the stencil, yo. You only need 90x if you get small balls. I should just make a shirt with like the audio IC, one of the really pretty looking chips flipped over reballed that says "Look at my balls." Look at my balls. Aren't they beautiful? Asking me about meds. About my meds? Or her meds. She's doing okay. She's I haven't really said a whole lot about it. We're still waiting to see what's going on. She's got a small one in the oven. We're waiting to see what the doctors say and everything before we get overly excited. We want to make sure everything's going to be okay before we go overboard. My gal. Alright, so we got PMIC reballed. And now we're going to put it back on our iPhone. Thank you, Q. We're waiting to make sure everything's going to be okay with the little one before we go overboard. Alright, let's heat this fucker up a little bit. Okay, let the flux cool. Pull our tweezers out. Alright, we're going to put it back on the coin. We were hoping to hold off for a little longer because we wanted to get everything sorted for the other store, but We're in okay position. It's not a big deal. Expensive, yeah. That's why I wanted to get the other store going, so I knew we were financially well covered. What the fuck are we doing? There we go. The PMIC was being a bit of a bitch. Wouldn't fucking move. Alright, don't see any crazy solder balls. There's 2 caps I removed that I was thinking might have been the issue with it. I also removed that backlight driver and put it back on, so hopefully it's okay. If not, we'll know when we boot it up. It'll be a dead giveaway. Alright, so let's see what our resistance or diode mode is on VCC main now. Alright, VCC main is 0.228 and climbing quickly. Low melt solder paste? No, I don't use low melt solder paste. I don't know what the purpose of low melt solder paste would be. Paul, we decided, we didn't really think we wanted kids either, and we just decided that if we were going to have a kid, we were going to try to wait until we were about 3 years older. And this wasn't it planned, but not a big deal either way. Temps 138. I mean, who cares? Low melt, the problem is it's brittle. Or not brittle, it's just not very strong. What is brittle, actually? I take that back. It is brittle. Low melt solder, if you ever take it, you can actually just break it. I got some over here in the bag I can show you. Like, you can literally grab it and just break it in half. Emissions control sent you here. Well, welcome Subaru. Or Suburban. I thought it said Subaru. Suburban 60. Suburban 60 skin. I was so expecting a car name because I saw Subaru earlier. The videos do need more Cal. This is true. Yeah, pretty much just seen like low melt solder. Here, I'll show you. I've got some right here. This is low melt. So this is chip quick low melt solder. But if I take it, watch. See, it just breaks. Like, you can't do that with normal solder. It doesn't break like that. Like, here's the melting temperature of this shit is nuts. Like, watch this. My iron just heated up and it already melted it. And it'll stay liquid for a while. See, it's still liquid. Let's see if it's hardened yet. Alright, if it hardened in. But watch this. I'll heat it up. I just touch it once and it melts immediately. And now see, it's still liquid. Still liquid, still liquid. Still liquid. There it goes. Now it's hardening up. We'll melt it back. Okay, we got it up to like 600 degrees Celsius. Now we'll let it cool. Still liquid. Still liquid. Now it's starting to cool. There you go, now it's cooled off. So it doesn't take much heat to melt this shit. I use low melt all the time to take off charge ports on S7s and S6s. It's great for that because you can fucking take it off with your iron. Yeah, I could see it on top of a CPU being a help, but alright, so this board is fairly cooled off now. Let's see what our VCC main reads. 0.3, so that's normal. Alright, so let's clean up our CPU and let's see if this thing will turn on and if backlight works or not, since I removed that one chip and put it back on. Let's see. Jenna, what are you doing? She's out there standing in the waiting room, like looking around, like, what are you people up to? Jenna likes to awkwardly stare at people out the window. Alright, let's hook it up to the old power supply and see what we get. Alright, amp draw looks a little high. That's it. Well, there it goes. It's dropping down. I don't know. It's in about 30 ohms, or 30 milliamps, which is normally, it usually sits about 20 milliamps. Where are my good tweezers? Alright, let's see what happens when we boot it. It don't do shit. There it goes. Hey, we got backlight, we got image. So we have Apple logo, and we have full backlight. Now we'll see if it boots up. It's acting like it's going to boot up. Amperage draw looks normal. Let's see. Yay, it turned on. Touch work? Oh, touch works. Doesn't work very consistently. Yeah, there we go. I may have been flexing the cable by pressing on it. Alright, so that phone is now working again. Woohoo! Power to the peoples in chat. Thank you for the supports. My contact is getting very dry. I can't fucking see shit. I have to put eye drops in. Eye drop time. Chris, why did you put flux on the coin to help heat the bottom of the board? No, so when flux melts, it creates a cooling effect when it starts to evaporate. So as the flux evaporates and starts to burn off when the heat gets up higher, it actually creates a slight cooling effect. And what I'm doing is using the coin and the flux to pull heat out of the CPU. The flux will transfer heat also. So when it goes liquid, it transfers heat to the coin, and when it evaporates, it starts to cool the CPU. So that's why I put it on there. Anytime I put a coin on something, I always put a little flux under it, because the coin does help absorb heat, but it has no direct connection. So I use the flux kind of like a thermal paste. If you ever notice, like, if you're having trouble getting a chip to melt, if you add flux, it tends to promote some heat exchange, which will help the solder melt a little quicker. So that's why I use the coin in that fashion. Use toothpaste? Eh? I guess you could if you want to. I start using some silver, Arctic silver on there. Got that Arctic silver, bro. Also, I have to say, I did my good deed for the day. A gentleman brought in a phone to the flea market that he said he found. And the phone was pretty busted up, so I didn't really think anything of it. And I turned it on, and it said that it was in lost mode, and it had the guy's phone number. So I gave him a call, and he's going to come pick up his phone tomorrow. So I might lose 20 bucks on the deal, but I figure if I give him his phone back, the screen's pretty fucked up, so maybe he'll end up getting a screen replacement or something. But I figured it'd be a good thing to do. We've returned quite a few phones, actually. We've had quite a few come in here. People always seem to be very happy to get their phone back, though. I can imagine. I mean, a lot of people, you kind of live off your phone, so. Missing an LCD connector? No, it's dirty. It's got shit down in there. Got dirt in there. Got dirt in there. Usually these pins, though, make connection with the sides. I don't even think the bottoms really make any connection. The tension point of these is actually here and here. Like, everything else down inside of it is just extra. I've seen some where the bottom of them is just completely fucking dirty and it still makes perfect connection with them. Alright, so let's go ahead and solder on the shields real quick, and then I'm going to transfer the well, I'm going to test her screen real quick, but I'm going to transfer all her stuff and swap the new screen on. She said she'd like a new screen put on, so we will do that. I'm going to have to tell her that her price is a little higher than I expected since it was PMIC. I told her I was hoping that it was just like something simple. I was going to charge her $65 plus screen replacement, but looks like we're going to have to charge a little more, being that it was a PMIC issue. Usually I let customers get off with $65 if it's like a cap or something. If I don't have to replace any ICs, I'll just charge them for like a cap removal. But when I start having to replace ICs and stuff, then the prices change a little bit. Well, that's good, Alex. That's what I was thinking too. Like, what if these people were sitting there just fucking selling the phone and then getting it back? I thought about that because I told the guy, I was like, I'll meet him tomorrow, and if it's one of the guys that was with him, I'll be like, ah, you can fuck off. Did I check all the milling caps? Yes, Paul. In my fucking amateur, does it look like I run like a company that has to do with circuits or something? I test all my capacitors. Oh no, this job's not gonna be 65. Nope. Not gonna be 65. It'll be over 100 easy. I like to debate on how I like to price them. If a customer does a screen replacement at the same time, I usually cut them a little bit of a deal because they're going to have to uppay on everything else anyway. So I like to keep it a fair price so they can get their phone back and not have to spend as much as a new phone. But yeah, definitely not getting this one back for $65. I'll probably end up charging her like $100 for the PMIC and then charge her for a screen replacement. I told her up front though it could range anywhere from $65 up to $150 for the water damage repair. If it was too bad for water damage repair, we would up it to the data recovery only, and she could decide if she wanted to do that or not. If she chose not to do it, oh my god, this screw's in there fucking tighter than shit. Who the fuck put that one in? If they choose not to do it, we usually offer them some money for the phone, just so we have the parts. His hat is a coil. It's the L on it. Yep, pretty much. No, the looks have nothing to do with my pricing. I don't give a shit. I don't care if you are the best looking person in the world. That give two shits what you look like. I want my money. I don't give a damn. Take them good looks, go get your job, bring me money. Take this copy screen back with you. Can I? That's why I don't let you sit out there, because you're going to sit there and just be annoying. My contact is fucking fogging up. Look at this shit. One of those fucking fold over goddamn cables. Like, come on. Use something better than that, please. Aye. Use these high quality OEM refurbs. Kenna, come in here. Stop sitting at the window whining at people. Kenna, get back here. Come here. Lay down. Lay down. We're gonna go home in a second. Lay down. I have quite a few people come by here. Mostly other shop owners that just want to stop in and say hi. It's mostly local people. Did you notice that sensor when your calling screen goes black and not working sometimes after replacement? Talking about the proc sensor? The proc sensor, I don't think it would be bad, but we can check it. Usually water damage doesn't affect those. It affects the speaker. It usually doesn't mess with the... Now the camera can get fucked up. That happens. But most of the time on water damage, I don't ever have to replace that. The speaker sometimes has to be replaced, but that's about it. Even the speaker rarely fails though, because it's an electromagnet. I mean, it's not. There's not a whole lot that can fuck up with it. The only thing that can ever really happen is it either gets corroded or full of shit. But usually the speakers tend to be okay. We had one come in today that had water damage all over the fucking front flex. It was still working fine. I went ahead and replaced it, but he was like, it's fine. I was like, well, just so you don't have to come back and see us, I'll replace this for you. I don't know if I would stop by Lewis's. I mean, I don't know Lewis that well either. I don't know if I would stop by his place. I mean, I know Lewis a little, but not. I wouldn't say we're like best buddies. I feel like this has super glue on it. And it finally came off. I would hope if I was walking by and Lewis saw me, he'd be like, "Hey man, what's up?" I'm like, "Hey, how you been?" But at the same time, I can understand like why Lewis is that way. He's a more private person anyway, and it can be really annoying if you have a bunch of people just fucking constantly stopping in all the time. Which with Lewis, he has a much larger fan base. Which town is my shop in? It's in Bowling Green. Bowling Green, Kentucky. I mean, Lewis has talked about it on stream. If somebody came into my shop and was just like being annoying as fuck, I'd be like, okay man, you gotta go. And I think the funniest story Lewis has ever had was the guy, while he was streaming, the guy standing outside a store staring through the window at him. Alright Paul, you out of here? Or are you making a statement? Yeah, I don't ever understand why people... I mean, I get it. Lewis, I think, attracts people because he's funny, and I think he strikes an opinion that a lot of people share, I think, and well, a lot of his viewers share, so they tend to they tend to agree with and stuff, so I think that kind of gets him like some fandom and stuff that people just want to be around. I mean, you look at any YouTuber that has a decent amount of subscribers, you're gonna have some that just are overly like obsessed, I guess. Like, I enjoy watching people on YouTube and I'll donate to them and stuff, but like, I wouldn't go out of my way to fucking try to see them. I mean, it's just some random fucking person that you don't know. I mean, it'd be cool to meet somebody like that and say hi or whatever, but then what? What do? Do you just stand around and look at them? Yeah, I agree, Alex. That's how I would be too. If I was ever to go to Lewis or Jessa's or anybody's store, it wouldn't be to just sit there and be like, "Oh, how are you doing? Hey." It would be with a purpose. Like the Nashville thing, like I didn't even know originally that Lewis or Jessa were gonna go, and then I said something about it on Lewis's stream, and he was like, "Don't say anything about that." Like, and then we talked a little bit about it and just kind of figured out what was going on, and I talked to Jessa about what they were doing. But like my goal going to Nashville wasn't like, hey, I'm gonna go there so I can meet Lewis and them. My goal was I wanted to go there to meet people that were into the industry. I did want to meet Larry because Larry said he was gonna go, and Larry and I have talked a lot, and I just wanted to finally meet him in person. But I go to those things not to fanboy or anything like that. It's more to like the unconference that iFixit had in Nashville. I went to that so I can meet some of the people that are in this industry and kind of share knowledge. So like a lot of the people went out on a walk and stuff downtown, and some of us stayed behind. And I stayed behind not because I don't like walking, because you can see my manly physique, but but I really went down there for the sole purpose of getting soldering equipment out and talking to people and kind of trying to help people out and learning something myself. And honestly, if I was to ever go to Jess or Lewis's, that would be my ultimate goal. It's not necessarily to say, oh, I fucking hung out with such and such. Like, okay, that's cool. It would really be to learn something and grow, like, my knowledge. Yeah, 80-20 work-related stuff. Yeah, the YouTube market is about being entertaining. I think if you're more entertaining, which I don't think I'm very entertaining. I don't think I'm boring, but I wouldn't consider myself to be anyone that would ever be like a YouTube star, because that's not what my goal is. My goal was just to spread some information. But I look at Lewis and I think, like, he could do something else. He could sit there and just have, like Eli the computer guy does now, pretty much, with just doing like opinion pieces and current events and stuff. I mean, Lewis could keep a viewer base with just that. Oh yeah, fucking famous people do have stalkers. I think it stems from like this need that people have to get like recognition, I guess. Like they want to be recognized by somebody that they idolize, so they go overboard and become stalky. Thank you, Paul. Paul, you never leave a message, man. We need to hear words from Paul. We need a good message with donations. Dingo ate my baby. Nah, people call and talk to us randomly and stuff here, so I don't mind talking to people. That's not a big deal. If people walk in and talk to me and want to talk about like just iPhone shit or whatever. The thing that Lewis mentioned that bugs him is when people, like he said, people come up and be like, "Are you Louis Rossman?" "Yeah." "Hi, I really like your YouTube videos," and then just stare at him. Like, what are you fucking supposed to do? You just fucking stare back at him? Like, what goal is to be done there? Alright, so the iPhone is not charging. Which tells me the charging port's probably fucked. Oh yeah. That charging port is foobar. Can you all see that? See if I can get it in focus here. Do you see the inside of that charging port? Looks like a Jackson Pollock painting threw up in there. So, I don't know if I can save this charging port, to be honest. I can clean out some of the bullshit, but that's about it. Let's see if we can get it working. Yeah, Lewis has his opinion on stuff. I don't always agree with him. But I think that's the one good thing about talking to Lewis, though, is he has his opinions, but he will listen to you. As long as you can make good points. Like, if you're just fucking saying stupid shit, then he usually ignores people. But he tends to have good conversations. Well, it's turning the phone on now, but it's still not charging. So, you all can't see it. It's booting the phone up now, but the battery's dead, so it can't fucking charge. I mean, she might need a charging port, she might need a battery. At this point, it's acting like the battery's fucked too, so I don't know. I'm gonna call her and make sure that they want to sink all this money into it before I go any further. I got one more quick thing I'm going to do, and then I'm going to head home after I call that lady. Because it looks like it's going to need charging port. Looks like it's going to need battery. She had a screen put on it. Water damage. I mean, at this point, she's going to pay like $200 and something. Might be at the point where she can get another phone. I don't know. We'll see. See what she wants to do. I can't even test anything yet. I don't even know if the front camera and shit works yet. Alright, so this is going to be a quick one. These are some earbuds, LG earbuds. I fixed last week. I think I fixed the other side. And he brought them back in today, and he has ripped the earpiece off completely. Most likely because instead of pulling them out by the wire, he's grabbing them by the earbud and ripping them out. Let's see if this is covered in earwax. No, okay. Well, we're gonna hot glue these this time and see if it'll hold up a little better. Alright, so the speaker connection is just solder right there on the back side, those 2 points there. And then it comes up through this little piece here that has the magnetic end in it. Yeah, he pulled it straight off the fucking wire. Like, I tried to knot it and everything so it wouldn't pull through. Alright, so let's cut this. I think, Alex, you were talking about like the blaming of problems, and I really feel like as much as this generation likes to try to blame, like, well, this generation now is kind of like they can act a little bit of victimized, but at the same time, like, I sit here and listen to all these people criticizing them, and I'm like, wait a minute, you're bitching about the same thing they are, just on the opposite spectrum. Like, how are you any different? Like, how can you sit there and bitch about something? Like, the big thing, like, lately with Trump is the fucking transgender ban shit, which makes no sense to me. I mean, we've had these people serving in our military for a long time, even if they haven't been openly sharing who they are. They've been in the service longer than the last 2 years, and like, everybody's making a big fucking deal about it. I'm like, why does it matter? And like, oh, these fucking snowflakes are so offended, can't fucking stand anybody's opinion, blah, blah, blah. And then I'm like, what are you talking about? You're fucking offended by somebody serving in our military because they may not fit your perspective of what is okay. Like, who gives a shit? You're just as bad as they are. Like, stop bitching. Like, the one argument that I saw made was transgender people are costing us too much money on our medical costs for the military. We spend literally $84 million a year on Viagra pills for people in the military through their medical coverage. If we're really that concerned about what we're spending through our medical coverage and how that's such a big fucking offending factor, why is $84 million worth of Viagra pills not offending? Like, if you're going to bitch about one thing, you kind of have to be consistent about your bitching, don't you? Like, it's cool. You don't agree with their life choice or you don't agree with who they are. That's fine. It doesn't give you a right to say that they can't do something. Give them the same testing parameters as everybody else, and if they can't pass, then they can't be in there. That's how you do it. Ta-da! Easy. Even. Not unfair to anybody. I feel like this world's turned into everybody's fucking offended by something, and then if you don't fit their pattern, then they're snowflakes. Like, everybody has a different opinion. It doesn't mean they're a fucking snowflake. Get over yourself. Yeah, I agree. Like, and I was trying to explain that to somebody. I was like, do you not understand why people who are identify themselves as transgender or gay or whatever, do you not understand why they have such bad mental issues? I was like, they fucking get pretty much tortured their entire lives. Like, suicide rates among kids, like teenagers, is up 50% in the last decade because of just bullying. I mean, and that argument comes back and people are like, well, they're snowflakes again, blah blah blah, and that's not how it is. Like, just because you start recognizing the problem doesn't mean that people are now being snowflakes. Like, it just means that there's a fucking problem and it's now being addressed. Like, stop tipping over. Stop it. Stop it. I'm gonna have to get something to hold it up. I really don't know that there's such thing as fashionable transgenderness, though. Like, who the fuck at whatever age, who's sitting there thinking to themselves, I want to be a fucking outcast? Nobody does that. Like, the natural tendency for human beings in general is to want to fit in. That's, everybody wants to fit in. So to say, like, that's always been my counter argument to people that say, well, you choose to be gay. And I'm sitting there thinking to myself, I'm like, what fucking 12, 13-year-old who's just figuring out what sex is saying, I want to be gay because I want to be fucking shunned and looked down upon the rest of my life? Like, what fucking kid's saying that? Exactly. I mean, it really doesn't have any bearing. And that's what I say, like I don't understand, like, why it matters to people, especially the people that call others snowflakes. Why does it matter to you what somebody else does? Like, if you're going to call somebody a snowflake, doesn't that mean that you have, like, this personal level of confidence in yourself that you feel that other people are being overreactive, and then you turn around and overreact yourself over something that has no bearing on you at all? God damn it. This is going to piss me off if I can't solder this back down. The magnet in the earphone keeps fucking grabbing the fucking soldering iron. I'm trying to think of which way I can come in and get this. I might end up fucking the earphone up. FaceTime me on live stream? No, I'm good. See, and that's what's shitty. Like, I don't understand why people, like, can't just fucking mind their own business. If somebody wants to pretend they're a fucking airplane, if they're not fucking hurting anyone, who gives a shit? If they're not hurting themselves, if they're just running around with their fucking arms spread out going, I'm an airplane. Okay, cool. You're an airplane, man. As long as you're not fucking hurting yourself or somebody else, you're an airplane. Yeah, Mark, I can agree with that. People do things just for attention. I can fully agree with you there. I do not disagree with that at all. I don't know how many people are actively out there pretending to be transgender or gay or whatever for attention, but I would say it's a very small minority if it does exist. Alright, so our wires are soldered on there. Let's put some hot glue on this. What's up, Henry? So I'm going to put some hot glue to keep these shut and to kind of help keep it from fucking pulling apart again. Because I know this guy's going to rip them up again. Actually, probably need to test to make sure that it works before I do seal it up. I think there's valid points to every side of things, but at the same time, like, I weigh, for me personally, I weigh, like, how important is it? What does it really matter? Like, how does it affect me? How does it affect other people around you? And you can't say that. Like, one of the arguments that I've been seeing lately is people are saying, well, if you have transgender people in the military, it distracts from what they're doing. It only distracts from what they're doing if, A, the person's being a fucking scene, just making a scene, which in that case, they deserve to be kicked out or whatever, put in disciplinary action because they're obviously just fucking up the program. But if it's something that's disturbing or causing a disturbance because of your personal feelings, then aren't you being the snowflake? Like, if your personal feelings are affected by somebody's life choice of what they want to do in their lives, that makes you like the ultimate snowflake, I would think. Alright, so these are paired. Let me make sure that the audio is working on this. Y'all can listen to some DMX with me. Actually, I hope you can. Okay, there's no audio at all. Why is there no audio? Did you die? You died. Yeah, it died. Hold on. Gotta plug it in, plug it in. OBS has crashed. Okay. Nothing. Okay, so we have no audio at all. So I wonder if these can be soldered backwards and cause a cancellation somehow. So I'm going to desolder these real quick. I mean, I don't know if I would necessarily even call it a gay agenda. It's just these people have been here, and just because nobody has recognized them doesn't mean that they didn't exist. Oh, so both of these headphones are shorted out. So I pulled on that one and it started working. Let's see if this one will function again. So I think I had it soldered that way, so let's reverse it. I mean, if you look at any class of people throughout history in the United States at least, well, in the world I guess too, the people that are being oppressed are kept out of sight, out of mind until they finally stand up for themselves, and then all of a sudden the class that has kept them kind of in the shadows will act shocked and almost bewildered that these people exist. And then they'll act like it's some like overreactive thing happening that's whatever. And then when it's found to be an actual thing, like everything calms down. Like things like this happen all the time and then nothing happens. I still have no audio. I don't know. These might be fucked. That one works when I press it in. I wonder if I'm soldering this to the same side or something. No, it can't be. Because that's the wires that go out to the speaker. Those have to be making good connection, I would think. Oh yeah, if you look to a party or anything like that for moral guidance, then you're going to have a hard life. Alright, so what the fuck, why doesn't this have audio? I'm about to tell this dude, just buy a new set, bro. Let me see what the ohms is here. Burn them before soldering one? I would think that the high temperature would cause them to burn. God damn, I don't think that's right. I'm getting 18 ohms. I wouldn't think that these speakers would be 18 ohms. I'm getting 18 ohms. 18 ohms. Do y'all think these speakers are 18 ohms? I don't think that the chemical's left on there. Like when I pull this off, it's tinned. Like the solder is tinned on there. Oh. Hey, I got audio now. Sweet. It was the coding. Thank you all. I'm listening to Tupac right now. I don't want to get a copyright strike. Alright, so gotta finish this side and then I'm gonna go over to the other side and work on it. Alright, Mr. Hot Melt Blue, it's time to do your magic. Alright, getting the other side open is going to be fun. I don't have my pliers here, that's what I use to open it on the other side. It opens across this seam here. I don't have my X-Acto or anything here to open it. Let's see if I can just pop it open. Come on, you son of a bitch, open up. Open up, fucker. I got a blade right here. Yeah. I broke a lot of headsets when I was younger because I didn't understand there was a coating on them. So I would try to fix them. And I would try to like dab solder on there without any type of flux or anything. And it would never fucking work. And I was like, this is stupid. I can't fucking fix them. Audio equipment was probably the first thing that I really messed with when I was a kid. I didn't know what the fuck I was doing, but I sure as hell didn't fear messing with it. I wish I had an X-Acto handle, but I don't have one. Micah has it. Wonder if it'll fit in here. Might. Alright, so let's see if we can open this one up without cutting our finger off. Alright, been all the way around it. Won't come open yet though. Really need my side cutters. They did the job. Actually, Micah's might be here. Alright, let's see if our glue is up to temp yet. Oh yeah. So let's put a little hot glue in there and pull that back through and then shove this in there. Let it sit for a while. Okay. Let me get these open soon. I don't know if these are what I used. I used the pliers is what it was. I don't have any more pliers though. Well, I guess I'll keep using the X-Acto. Hopefully my hot glue doesn't fucking melt out. There we go. Now they're opening. Alright. Alright, let's pop these bitches open. There we go. They put like glue inside the lip there. There's a little retention ring that they put in. Problem is the wire breaks inside this knot, so we have to pull it back. So left side silver, right side red. Shit, why am I using those? I have side cutters here. Okay, split out our colors here. Let's have a little flux. I don't know what it's playing right now. Sounds like some R&B. Sounds like my whole life has changed since you came in. You were that special. I'm so in love. Okay. Yep, that is the song. Now both speakers are working, I can hear it. You were that special one. My whole life has changed since you came in. I knew back then you were that special one. Oh man, ripped my wire off there. I'll retie that first. Resolder. I'm over here bridging these two together. Alright, that looks like dog shit, but I don't care as long as it works. It is working, I can hear it. So I'm going to go ahead and draw this back down. I'm going to feed in my hot glue. And we're going to Seal this closed. Oh, fucking DMX is playing now. Plastic in the middle? Yeah. May I get a copyright strike? Can you all hear that? I don't know if you can make that out, can you? Was it worth it money-wise? Probably not. I told him I would sell him a new set. Like, we have the newer ones. I told him I'd sell him a new set for 30 bucks. He didn't want to do it. No, they're working now. That's all that matters. Alright. You better calm down over there, phone. Rough Riders Anthem. Probably the best music ever. Alrighty, so that's going to conclude our wonderful day with iPhones and cheap Bluetooth headset speakers that people don't want to buy new ones of, so they just spend money to have their old shitty ones fixed. Get back in there. I don't want you burning nothing. That wasn't R&B, that was rap. You better learn. Alright. Well, I think that will wrap up what we're doing. And you all have a wonderful night. Or day, if you're Paul. Depending on which Paul you are. And I will see you all on Monday. Be ready for some exhilarating iPhone repairs. AKA probably a bunch of the same old shit. And I will see you all later. Have a good night. Bye.